This is the story of Wesley from the Crest, raised into poverty. With a drug-addicted mother, they got him evicted from their property. Wes never had the chance to meet his father because he left him at the age of 3. The only memory he has of his dad was his initials carved into a tree. Neglected on the daily, it's been years since he's been hugged. So used to being ignored, he had no idea how to be loved. No money in his pockets, so his next meal was never certain. Stomach growling so loud, to the point it started hurting. His mom was dozed off, on the bathroom floor asleep. That's when he knew he had to leave to find something to eat. So Wes hit the streets, not knowing where he was going, till he seen a group of people beatboxing and flowing. So Wesley approached, intrigued by the music, left with little hope, and inside was feeling useless. They were all taking turns, rapping one after another. Suddenly they turned to Wes and said, "Spit what's on your mind, brother." With his eyes wide, he replied, "Why not?" So he released his thoughts and gave it all that he got. With lyrics so deep, he astonished the block. Hours passed on the clock until Wes kicked rocks to get back to his mom because she was all in his thoughts. He couldn't help but smile as he took that long walk. He then arrives at his spot and smells noodles on the pot. He gives his mom a hug, and then they heard a loud knock. It's somebody at the door. They were thinking it was cops. As he moved towards the door to peek through the peephole, his mother whispered, "Careful, son, we can't trust those people." It was a man in a white suit carrying a silver briefcase. He patiently paced as Wes tried reading the look on his face. He thought about it and figured he had everything to gain. It was a man full of joy and his outlet away from pain. He turns the doorknob not knowing what to expect of it. The man gives a grin and says, "I'm a music executive, respected in buildings that's filled up with dead presidents. I heard you rapping in the circle, then I followed you to this residence, and I believe you have a talent that needs to be heard. And if you want your life to change, then just give me the word. Is this your home?" As he looked inside and seen nothing, Wesley knew this was his chance to become something. The man shakes his head and says, "Don't worry, I got you. Say goodbye to the projects and you can bring your mom too." The dude was so amused when he saw Wes performing and instantly knew he would make a crowd favorite, having fans storming. As they exited the old project building they once called home, the man turned to them and said, "Get ready to hit the road." From riding the smelly bus to flying high first class, from drinking out of his hands to refilling his new glass. He checked his mother into rehab, then picked up the notepad. In his head he was thinking what really could go bad. So he proceeded to work to show what he's worth. He always knew there was a reason that God had given him birth. As he brainstorms, jotting down all his struggles in life, knowing to make it right, he would have to murder that mic. Ideas coming left and right as he was sinking his ink. So focused on the music, he was forgetting to blink. He spent that whole night writing, preparing for tomorrow, where he would release his aggressions and all of his sorrows. As morning rises, he prays, thanking God for a new day. His mother was doing great, searching for a new way. As noon strikes, Wes was picked up by his new chauffeur to be transported to the studio to record his new verse. As they pulled up to a building about 6 stories tall, he was amazed to see one of the biggest businesses he's ever saw. As he opens the door, the man was there to greet him. He welcomed Wes and said, "Welcome to freedom. I hope you are ready to change, because your life will never be the same. Everything will be fully paid as once as you sign your name." They walk into the building and head towards an elevator. The man looks at Wes and says, "We'll get you with the major paper." The elevator doors open slowly, arriving on the 4th floor. He couldn't believe what he saw as he praised up to the Lord. It was a studio all golden, full of top-line equipment. A huge fountain filled with diamonds, surrounded by beautiful women. And then there a man sat in the back with the paper in hand. As they both approached, He yelled, "Is this the man?" Pointing at West and aggressively shaking his hand. He says, "My name is Daniel, but you can call me Dan. And word on the streets is you got the $1 million voice. With a manager like me and an artist like you, we can make some noise. So enough of the chit chat, and let's record your hit track. But first, I'ma need you to read and sign the contract." So West skimmed through it and put his name on the line, not knowing they would slowly control his soul and mind. As smiles filled the room, everything seemed fine. So he stepped into the booth and started spitting his rhymes, raising eyebrows in the room, a masterpiece in the making. Wesley's energy filled the studio with words that were breathtaking. It was song after song and hit after hit. West was a natural, gaining better grip. The money started to pile up as his music went viral. He never imagined he'd be making music with some of his idols. But this is when the story spirals, cause Wesley's mom came back clean, only to find out that her son had become the fiend. West would work in the studio late night sniffing coke, burning cash fast as he snorts it up his nose, continuously working on his album, trying to get it complete, sweating bullets in the booth as his heart rapidly beats, living for the moment, not thinking of backlash. He was more focused on making some quick mad cash, who would work for 2 whole weeks without getting no sleep. West started losing tons of weight because he lost his appetite to eat, grinding and grinding, falling deeper and deeper, digging his own grave, getting steeper and steeper. They all told him to slow his road, but he never would listen. He was feeling invincible, like he couldn't die or go to prison. So finally he finished the album and was waiting for the outcome. He went platinum his first week when everybody doubted him. He knew he had a gift that not all could possess. He asked himself, how could he be in the hole while being so blessed? He confessed he had a problem, but still couldn't stop it. Living life in the fast lane, moving like a Russian rocket. He would party all day and still release new projects, so distant and lost, but still contained logic. But to make some extra cash, West started flipping some dope. I'm talking huge quantities that were brung in by the boat. Load after load, it was millions after millions. West was so money hungry he wanted to hold billions. Started hustling heavy, getting involved with the traffic, transporting pounds of yayo from Mexico, still packed in caskets. West was in so deep there was no turning back. He received death threats daily, all because of a bad batch. But he never sweated to the point he would get so high and forget it. He had security on the payroll, but he started to neglect it. The money seems to keep coming in non-stop. But Wesley hated breaking bread and got greedy with the guap. But he didn't care, he was used to having nobody there. Talking to himself in his mansion, yelling life isn't fair. Going crazy in his head, breaking down all alone. Feeling lost every direction no matter where he roamed. But little did he know he got sold out by his own protection. Cause his security had men surrounding his house with high-powered weapons. Gave the location to where Wesley was hiding. While he was inside with no clue that he would be dying. They crept through his windows as silent as mimes. Karma has arrived to put an end to his time. They put the 9 to his mind, but he was ready to die. He heard them come from behind and didn't even put up a fight. They lit that room up like it was the 4th of July. West got hit from the front at least 45 times, and nobody got caught or figured why they did West like that. All they said was what you do to others will always find its way back. Yeah. Story of West from the Crest, man.